Alright, so in this video, we'll be learning how to add SSH keys onto your droplet. First off, you can proceed by going on to putty.org, where you can either download Putty, or rather, we'll just go into the page and we'll have something called Ssh-keygen over here. So you would want to download that, and it's a pretty small file. It'll download in like milliseconds, you could say. And once it's downloaded, open that up. Over here we'll be generating our public and private key. So in order to do that, you just click on generate, and you need to move your mouse around over here. Now realistically, or rather in other sort of operating systems, you could use the inbuilt sort of programs. For example, macOS supports generation of RSA based SSH keys through the terminal, but Windows is not. That is the reason why we're using Putty generator. Anyways, once you have generated the whole file, you can just click on save public key. Now save both of these in a location that you can easily remember. um, so I'm going to save it on my desktop. Let's say first we'll name this public, and we'll save the private key. I won't protect it with a passphrase, but you can if you want. I'll call this private. Now the next step is to copy this entire thing. Now essentially there are two ways to adding SSH keys. One way is by by adding it during the creation of your droplet, and another one is by adding the SSH key after you create the droplet. If you've already created your droplet and wish to add the SSH key, I'll be having a annotation on this video to redirect you to a point in time where I'll explain how to add it in a droplet that has already been created. But for now, you can just go to your settings, and in here you just need to go on to security, and over here you'll have SSH keys. Now you'll just click on add SSH key. I'll name this tutorial, and as for the public SSH key, I'll just paste that in. Yeah, 1 minute. I'll copy this from here and I'll paste that in. Now we can just click on create SSH key. Now whenever I create a droplet, I can name my tutorial again, and I will use a $5 a month plan. I live near London, so that's why I'll be using that. And in here we can just click, I might as well say private networking or something like that. And in here I'll choose a 32-bit operating system this time. And when it comes to this point where it asks me for the SSH key, I'll click on tutorial and I'll click on create droplet. Now the droplet will get created, and I'll be right back. If you've created your droplet from with an SSH key, you will not be getting an email. Rather, you can just open up your Putty configuration, and I'll create a new configuration first. You just need to go on into SSH in the left panel and click on auth. Then when it's or here click on auth, and then you'll have to browse to your SSH private SSH key. You can easily open that up from private.ppk, and after that go into session, type in your IP address real quickly like that, and we will save the session as, I'll save it as tutorial, and then I can just click save. Now in here I'll just open that connection up, and when it asks me for the password, I'll just say root, and it'll automatically authorize with the SSH key, so I won't have to do anything at all. And now for what if you have already created your droplet and wish to add the private SSH key? Well, it's a pretty simple process. You just go to .ssh. Rather, you basically do this tilde or like when you press shift and the key about your tab, and then go to /.ssh for yeah, just go in there and then click on nano, just write nano, um nano auth under authorized underscore keys. When you press enter, you'll already have the key. The reason I already have this key over here is because I created it when I created the droplet, but I can simply remove all of this real quick. And now that I've removed that, I can go back into my Putty generator, copy this key again, and I'll paste it right there. And it has pasted it. If you can see right here, it just pasted it. It's just too long to show in one sort of line, but yeah, it pastes that in. You just do Control X, save changes, and press enter. Now all you have to do is restart SSH. So you just type in service SSHD restart, and it will restart your SSH console, or rather service. And yeah, in order to do that, you just enter in service SSH restart, and it will restart. Ooh, okay, sorry about that. Restart, and it'll restart your SSH daemon, and you should be good to go. So yeah, that's all about adding SSH keys, and I'll see you next time.